Hey, my name is James Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about, are house prices going to go down or crash in 2023? Now, we're actually in 2023. We've done some prediction videos, but what will happen this year? Now, I've just had a really interesting conversation with one of my mortgage brokers who was talking about lots of people are trying to change rates. Lots of people are trying to get new deals, but they're in significant arrears. And unfortunately, he's not able to help them while they're in arrears. It's just not an option. And that's what he's looking at is, can you get new deals? And is there so many people out there that just aren't keeping up with their payments? And I think, unfortunately, it is true. Like, there are a lot of people that can't keep their payments up to date and they're struggling. Now, there are a number of schemes and we've done some videos on this. There is a scheme that the government has. It's like a mortgage bailout. And so what you can do is, if you're in financial difficulty, you're able to stop paying the repayment part of your mortgage, and then the bank, or the government, will pay the interest part. That means that you won't have a mortgage payment. Now, it doesn't actually say very clearly in the scheme how long that can last. Could it last a year that they'll make your payments, or 10 years? But what is clear is that you will have to pay that money back, and they'll have a charge on your property. But there are also things in there that are really powerful as well. Now, if you sold your property and there wasn't enough money left at the end to pay the government back, they would just write off that debt. Now, that scheme is really powerful if enough people know about it. So if you know somebody that is in financial difficulty and they can't afford to keep up their mortgage payments, then just let them know, right? Let them know about this scheme and help them get this up to date. It doesn't help with your arrears, unfortunately, and those are important. So that's a consideration. Now, interest rates, unfortunately, this year are going to continue to rise. And that is going to hit property investors. That is going to hit homeowners really hard for the next at least 18 months before they start potentially coming down. Or if we're lucky, we might start seeing them coming down at the end of this year. So interest rate rises are expected. We're on a base rate of 3%. And the base rate is expected to peak out now at 4.5%. Now, that's got to keep going to that level unless the inflation starts to come down that little bit faster. Now, the energy prices in the wholesale market have had some shifts down. In fact, in the news over Christmas, it was saying that the wholesale gas price is actually the same price as it was prior to the Ukraine war, which is good, right? That's a positive thing. But it takes so long for that to get into our pocket, and the energy companies are massively profiteering at the moment. I think Rishi Sunak should be focused on helping that, because if you can drive the energy prices down, that's going to drive inflation down and make that life a little bit easier for us. Now, other things to consider are, we're going to be in a big recession this year. And so they're saying it will be the longest recession ever, around a year, which is long. And so a recession is back-to-back quarters of shrinkage. We somehow just avoided a recession because we had a little bit of an uptick in the last quarter, which was unexpected. So we're not officially in recession, but we are, right? We are in a recession, and that is going to impact people. Now, the mortgage guy that I was on the phone to said his inquiries were down, and this is common, not just his, around 80% at the moment. So no real buy-to-let inquiries there at the moment, and just people trying to fix a better rate, some of which he just can't help because they're in arrears and stuff like that. So that's an indicator as well. Now, who knows more than the lenders? They really know who's paying them. They know how much arrears is out there in the market. This is data that we can't really get hold of, but they are saying different things. And so Nationwide is one of the biggest lenders, and they were initially saying that it could be up to a 30% drop in the market. Now, we've already had around 3.5% drop in the last quarter, and that is obviously going to continue to go down. But they've now actually come out and said that there's a higher chance that we might just get a soft landing, which is around a 5% drop. So what do they know differently that we don't? Well, like I said, they have data that we don't get. They know how many people are in arrears. They know how many people are just about to get repossessed. All of this data is going to be factored into what they put out to the market, because they need to keep the market aware for shareholders and stuff like that. And that's important data. So that is a consideration. Now, why could this be different to 2008? Well, in 2008, you were able to get 120% mortgage. 120%, meaning bought a 100 grand house, they would give you £120,000. Crazy. In fact, you could get 130% mortgage in some instances, but more commonly it was 110% mortgage, right? And so they would lend you money, and the 10% was meant to be used for improvements, but a lot of people use them to buy cars, go to Marbella, go to Ibiza. It was very, very cheap money. And the thought process was that house prices always go up, so it will be okay. Well, it wasn't okay. And that was the problem in 2008, that so many people were over leveraged. Now, you couldn't do that more recently. So it was very, very strict on getting mortgages since around 2010. Took some time for that process to go through. Well, in 2008, 2009, they kind of stopped lending, really. 2010, the market started coming back, but it was really tough to get a loan. They went through absolutely everything. I remember 2007 doing a new purchase back then, and you actually just told the mortgage broker what you earned. No one really checked. There was no bank statements that went across. None of this stuff helped really with anything. And so they would be really, really happy to just lend you money willy-nilly, which is really not a good situation to be in. So now we're in a different scenario. People have been stress tested, but not at the interest rate level that we're going to get to, right? And so they have stress tested up to around 5-6%. We'll probably maybe get some people that will be on 7-8% mortgages. And so it's not as bad as it could be. The lending has been a lot better. So I don't know where we're going to hit, and neither do you. I know a lot of people will have opinions on that. Give me a quick like on this video, guys, if you got this far. Do subscribe and hit the bell, and do comment below with your thoughts on what you feel the market will do. But look, the market is very unpredictable. It is an unpredictable beast. Transactions have slowed down. One thing that could stop the property prices going down so much is you couldn't get 110% mortgage. So that's a big consideration there, because if you have a 110% loan and you didn't really care, you just give the keys back, right? You just give the keys back and face the consequences after. A lot of people were happy to do that. But now that they put in some chunky deposits, maybe people will be absolutely battling and doing everything they can to keep the property in this market. You've got that mortgage bailout. If people know about it, that could really give some powerful support to people, which is really good. And I think that will be a very, very good thing going forward this year. You've got the lenders saying that they don't think that the drop's going to be as bad as it could have been. And so that's a change in stance as well. But whatever happens, this is an opportunity, because there will be some people that just need to sell or want to sell because they just want to get out of the market. I was at a property this morning that I own in Dorking. I've got 2 properties in the block, and one of the other landlords was there. He was just telling me that Section 24 means that he makes zero money with and he's factored in a good interest rate for another 2 years. And even with that interest rate, he makes zero money on the property, and he's worried about potential maintenance issues that come up. He's worried about a ton of things. There's no money in it if you own the property in your personal name. So if you can go out and find those types of people that just want to get out the market, that know if they list with an estate agent, there isn't a ton of buyers out there, there's creative deals that you can offer to that person to just give them that certainty, take that property on and run it through a limited company the right way so you can make some money too. you should still be buying properties in this deal, in this market. There were some comments on my recent video. Why don't you wait for the market to crash? Well, you don't know that the market's going to crash for certain. It could just be a soft landing, which makes it's kind of irrelevant. 5%, when we're looking for properties, we want to get way more than 5% discount anyway. So that's going to be irrelevant. If you buy from an auction, who cares about a 5% discount? You're getting like 20% off the market value if you buy from an auction. And so there's tons of different ways that you can get this stuff sorted. And so we're going to be providing some training. So in the pinned comment is going to be a link. Get yourself registered for some training with us and learn this property stuff. Now is the big opportunity. 2008, 2009, 2010, people made more millionaires than ever before because the market was right. And that's what we want to help you guys understand. So do come and join us. Do like the video, subscribe, check out all the other content on this channel. Thank you for following along on this journey. We're at 3,600 subscribers, I think, at the time of recording this. We're on a journey to 5,000. So if you haven't subscribed already, smash that subscribe, hit the bell, check out all the other content on the channel, including this one right here. Bye for now.